good, YouTube? It's your boy, the Fourth Cannon. I'm back with another video. I just want to start off this video by thanking you guys for 100,000 subscribers. We finally did it. My next goal is going to be 200,000 subscribers. So I'm going to try and get to it by like the end of this year. I got a nice video for y'all today about fading. It's not really a beginner video like for dummies, but it's more so complex and advanced tutorial, like different steps I do, different techniques for hair that grows sideways or, you know, fading across the grain, stuff like that. Also, make sure you guys follow my Instagram. I did do a giveaway on my Instagram for 100,000 subscribers. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys participated, but I know a lot of you guys follow my Instagram. But if you guys didn't know what I gave away a Patty Cuts Babyliss trimmer, and also I gave away $150. Yeah, as you can see, I grew my hair out. Got the curls popping. If you guys are gonna be at CT Barber Expo this year, I'm actually gonna be there competing in the self haircut competition. So I think it's on the 15th. So if you guys are there, say what's up. Say what's up to your boy. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and let's jump straight into the video. Let's go. Once your client's hair is all combed out thoroughly, you're gonna wanna grab your trimmers and set that first guideline in. Now, he told me that he doesn't want his C-cups, and he also is gonna keep the beard. So notice how I'm setting the guideline in. I'm not going up too high in the back because he does have, you know, a weird head shape in the back. So we're trying to complement his head shape and curve the line a little bit, but also clearing out his C-cups. And something I wanted to talk about that I've seen a lot of haircuts barbers do is like a forced C-cup. When someone's C-cup just doesn't flow, you never want to force it. Even if your client is like, oh, I really want a C-cup, like, it's our job as professionals to give the client the professional advice. This client, he has a nice natural C-cup. So I used to, for those of you who follow my Instagram, I used to post this cut and I used to give him C-cups and it looks good. But you know those certain clients with very short and thin C-cups, you never want to force it. That's just some advice. So we're setting in our first guideline with our Babyliss FX, and we're going up a lot, about 1 inch, just to give ourselves room to work with. And right under that, you're gonna drop down and put your lever halfway. And once it's halfway, just notice my hands, how I'm flicking that lever. I usually go to the 3rd notch, then the 4th notch, which is closed. So I usually just do that all around the head. Now with this specific client, since we did use the trimmers to put in that first ball line, we are gonna come back and clear it out and flick it out. So here's where we use our trimmers. So these are also the Babyliss FX trimmers, but these are my non-sharp pair. So these pair aren't really that sharp, and they're just sharp enough to get the job done. After that, you're gonna wanna grab your 1 guard. And this time I chose to use the Babyliss 1 guard. Honestly, if we're being honest, I really don't like the Babyliss 1 guard because it snags a lot. I usually tend to use the Andis number 1 guard, but this time I just decided to do it. And after you set in that guideline with the number 1, you're gonna wanna drop down and close your lever. So once you're done with the 1 guard, we are gonna have to go back to it. But right now we're using our 2 guard, and right now my lever is closed. So this is where you're gonna start working on that transition area. Now the transition area can be the most difficult part of the fade because you want it to flow straight up and you don't want it to just, the top hairs to just poke out the curls, the curly part. So as you can see, I'm going with the green against the green to try and flow this area. We are gonna do some clip over comb later. And this guideline won't come out really, because it's not really a guideline, it's really a transition, like I said. So you're going in between two playing fields. So the first go around with the 2-guard, I didn't like how it came out, so I went back with my 2-guard, and I really started working at the top. So my lever was more open this time, and I'm just flicking at it before I switch to my 1.5 guard. As you can see, my client was feeling himself. So we switched to our 1.5 guard, and this is gonna also assist us with the top transition. But it's very important, you wanna keep your lever open at this time. I do close it eventually and use my corners, but you don't wanna jump the gun per se. So you wanna take your time. As you can see, my lever is closed right now, but I'm going with it open at first, just to see what we're working with. You don't just wanna jump into something without knowing how it's gonna cut. After that, I went to my Andis 1-guard, the reason why is this, because the wall 1-guard cuts shorter than the Andis 1-guard. Always remember that. The wall 1-guard will cut shorter than the Andis 1-guard. Same with the Babless. The Andis 1-guard, unless you're using it on a surgical blade, it will always cut longer. That's why they usually call it a long number 1, or a long number 2, or a long 0. You know what I'm saying? We went back to our FX clippers, our Babless, and this is the 1/2 guard. I sometimes like how this guard cuts on straight hair, but on this texture of hair, I honestly don't like how it cut, because as you can see, I'm gonna have to keep going over it. At first, my lever is halfway, then I open it, then I fully close it to get out the line, and this isn't gonna get your line out all the way. FYI, so just keep that in mind. Notice the detail steps that I do after this, because this is where you take your cutting skills from, intermediate to advanced. So just pay attention. So now I have my no guard lever open, and this is what I was talking about, crossfading. This is crossfading. This isn't aggressive crossfading, but this is still crossfading. And you do this, you want to crossfade when you're cutting areas of hair that grow in different directions than what you're moving in the traditional clipper cutting motion. Then we switch back to our, I believe this is my 0 guard. And I like the Andis 0 guard because, once again, it's like a long 0. So it can work in between that awkward area between the 1 and the 0 and the lever open. Right now we're just doing some clip over comb with our Andis Masters on the back of his head, just to fix that transition area. And then we're going under to get out that bottom guideline. And detailing is key. I know every single barber says it, but it's true, because if you just follow the traditional textbook, ways of fading, you're not really going to get good results. You're always going to freestyle and do it play by play. Do it haircut by haircut. On one client, it may work. On another client, you got to use a different system. Right now, we're tapering his hairline slightly with the 2 guard. And the reason why you want to taper their hairline is so that once the shape up, once they go home, they start sweating, it's still going to be crispy. Yeah, even after the white line fades away or the enhancements, you still want it to be crispy. We then took our 1.5 and grazed it a little bit, and now this is alcohol that I'm prepping his skin with. Not his hair, but his skin. And this is to prep his hair and his skin. This is the Tresemme hairspray number 4. And you want to blow dry that in and wipe it down with a paper towel. But the next important step is to take a comb, which you're about to see me do. And the reason why you want to take a comb is because when you spray hairspray on someone, it compresses their hair. the main goal of hairspray is to hold the hair in place. So once you spray it on there, it's doing its job, but you want to lift it up a little bit with the comb so that when you do your shape up, the hair isn't going to be too compressed. You want the hair to be also in its natural state to a certain extent. We're doing his lineup, and he did tell me he wanted enhancements. As you can see, he clearly does not need it at all, but he said he wanted it, so it's all about the clients. So we're going to go ahead and do that. As you can see, these trimmers is hitting. Like, these is probably one of my favorite trimmers. Babyliss in general is like becoming my favorite clipper company, just because they're doing a lot of new inventions. They're dropping clippers constantly, and their clippers are sharp. Even the regular FX clippers, I like them. They fade real nice. Right now we're taking our enhancements. A lot of y'all been asking which enhancements I use. I think I use Kiss Express, just the normal enhancements off the internet. I get it off Amazon, or like $2 or $3 a bottle, I think. And I just mix it with alcohol. And the compressor is like a $200 compressor off Amazon. But once you spray your enhancements, you want to go back and shape it up just to get all those loose overhanging hairs before you do the razor. Shout out to Easy Blade. We're gonna go ahead and do razor work on them. If you guys want 10% off your order, use my promo code The4thKen for 10% off. Just go to easybladeshavingproducts.com. As you can see, I'm stretching the skin. I'm taking my time, even though this is sped up. And the main goal of the razor is to clean up those hairs that, you know, the shape up clippers didn't get. So as you can see, this is the cut. Let me know how you guys enjoyed it down in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks again for 100K. Like, I really appreciate it. And it's The4thKen, and I'm out. Peace.